Hi there, welcome to my channel. This is Balsamic Moon Tarot. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. And if this is your first time, welcome. So I have a reading here for a specific collective. I'll tell you, I'll give you a collective reading about the central issue at hand, and then I will give I'll do a pick a card reading so that you can get a message that is a little more fine-tuned for your particular situation. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and I'll get started. So first of all, this is a situation where you find yourself figuring out your next steps. It could be that you have left a job or recently lost a job, or just recently found yourself in a situation where your routine is, you have a chance to completely change up your routine, or the way you work, what you do for work. I'm getting that it's career, but it really doesn't have to be. I'm also getting that it's like, it's more about your daily routine. So we have here the Page of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Ace of Wands. So this is a very exciting moment for you. You feel brand new in a lot of ways. I think you also feel a sense of relief, and I think the reason why is because you feel like you don't have to try so hard to be something you're not, to fit like a oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What is it? It's like you're fitting a square in a round hole. Sorry, I'm terrible with the sayings. But there's this sense of relief, and there's also a sense of you have another shot, you have another chance, like almost like the slate has been wiped clean and you can start again, but from a place of authenticity, from a place of realness, from a place of being who you truly are, not pretending, not from a place where you're pretending to be something you're not, which is that's just not a good place to start, right? It just kind of sets yourself up for failure at the start. So I feel like you are really excited because you do feel, with this new beginning, with this new start, and a sense to refresh like what you do for a living, or what you do in your day-to-day, like how you live your life, a new lifestyle, a new role, professional role, whatever that may be. There's a sense that now that you can start from a fresh beginning and you can be who you are, you don't have to hide who you are. You really have a shot at building something that is that stands the test of time. It's like you really have a shot of building something from the ground up that you'd be really proud of, something that would be fulfilling, something that would just be very meaningful for you. And it's, the thing is, like, you sort of do have to start from the bottom, but again, it doesn't feel that way. Like, you don't feel like that's a bad thing. You feel really excited to do that. Let me think. Also, what was I thinking about this Page of Pentacles? Oh, it might even be that you've decided to go back to school or pick up like a new skill, pick up a new like start in a new field where you have to get training. And maybe you've already made this decision that that's what you're going to do. But I have other cards here, so let me move on to clarify this message. We have the Three of Pentacles, and I feel like this is speaking about your future, your near future. And when I clarified it, I got the Empress, the Ace of Pentacles, amazing combination already, the Judgment, and the Three of Wands. So wow, amazing set of cards to have here together. So I think I really think that what's going on with you it really is going to lead to a new, it's like you're starting this new chapter and you don't quite know how this new chapter is going to unfold, but you know for certain that you're going to make this work. And that's an amazing attitude to have. um it's also possible that where you are right now in your life has revived a dream that you had to abandon, and you feel like you have a chance again of getting back to that dream, like getting back on the road to that goal. And I say this because, like, with the Three of Wands, right, and the Judgment card, so the Three of Wands, there's someone here who's like surveying the horizon. They're looking to the horizon. They're anticipating something coming back to them, like a return on investment, or like they put something out there and now they're waiting for the rewards or the results on that, and they're very excited. So I think for you, you have this chance to go back to something that had very promising signs of success when when in the past you were doing it, you were working on it, but for some reason you just had to move on from it for some reason. And that's what I'm picking up with my intuition. So it's like a really positive feeling now to think that you can pick that up again and give it your best shot again, and you just feel so, like, it, in your heart of hearts that you will succeed in it, because in your heart, and it's because in your heart how much it makes you happy. And when you're doing something on a day-to-day basis that makes you happy, that fulfills you, like, you can't help but improve, right? Like, you can't help but improve your skills in it. The motivation is just so strong here for that that idea you have, or that goal you have. So I'm gonna talk a bit more about the situation, and I think I've got a message here about the past that led up to this that your guides would like you to know. So we have the Strength card here, also known as Courage. We have the Four of Wands with this very cool bee and a flower. The Seven of Air, also known as the Seven of Swords, with feathers depicting the swords of the air sign. And then we have Source of Air, which is similar to the Queen of Swords. We have the Student of Air, like the Page of Swords. And lastly, we have Teacher. I believe this card is called Teacher, but it's also known as Hierophant in other decks. And it has an owl representing wisdom, as well as the infinity symbol representing timeless wisdom. So, yeah, there's another message here. So I want to say, first off, there's something here about, again, going back to being who you are and feeling like you don't have to pretend anymore. It's possible that there was an incident where this really came to a head, and you just like said something that was just so truthful and so honest, and like as soon as you said it, you felt yourself change as a person. It's almost like it changed you on a cellular level to speak the truth, to speak out. And your guides just want to affirm that for you. And they also want to tell you that you may not have found your people yet. Like, you may feel like an oddball in your social situation or your family situation. But that's okay, because your people are coming towards you. You don't have to try so hard to find, like, the like-minded people, or how they say birds of a feather flock together. You're sort of going it alone right now, and that's okay, because you're learning a lot. If you feel like you're sort of alone in what you're doing, or what you're thinking, what you're saying, if you feel like you're alone in that, it doesn't it's not like you feel abandoned. It doesn't feel negative. It feels like, because you're being so true to yourself, it's like there's something, I think you have your own intuition is telling you that, um, this, you're going to find your people, or your people are going to find you. It's not even like you have to go seeking them. They're going to find you. They're going to be drawn to you like a bee is drawn to a flower, okay? Like a bee is drawn to a flower with pollen. I mean, that's a really great metaphor. Be your true self, like a flower blossoming, and um, the bees that really resonate with your true self, they're going to find you and they're going to appreciate you. We also have, right, the student of air, and we have the Hierophant. So I do feel like there's a mentorship aspect here. And I think one of the reasons why, like, if you're someone who lost a job or left a job because it wasn't working out, I think one of the reasons why it didn't work out is because you lacked mentorship. And there's a message here that I'm sorry. There's a message here that mentorship is in the cards, like it's coming. But again, I don't think you have to try so hard to find a mentor. I think the situation where someone you really respect, I think that's going to come very organically and naturally. It's going to feel very natural to you. But with the Page of Swords, it's also coming naturally to you because you're already in this state of being very curious and being very inspired to learn new things. So as long as you maintain that curiosity and that exploratory attitude and that approach, like, it's just inevitable that the ideal mentorship opportunity or the ideal teacher will arise. Okay, so again, it's not like you have to go looking for these things. The advice here is really more to stay in the mindset that you have, and that the mindset that you have is it's already doing so much. Even if you don't realize it, it's already doing so much internally for you, and really priming you for success, priming you for the life that will fulfill you. And I think you already know that, but this is a confirmation. So that was the message for today. And then what I'll do to try to get more tailored advice to some of you, I'm going to create a pick a card reading as well. Okay, folks, we have your card selected for your pick a card reading here. If you're drawn to the Justice card, pile 1 is your reading. If you're drawn to the Nine of Pentacles, pile 2 is your reading. And then if you're drawn to the Hermit, pile 3 is your reading. Okay, feel free to skip to the timestamp below for your specific reading. See you there. Hi there, pile 1. You selected the Justice card. Actually, there we go. So, I'm definitely getting a sense here, because you selected the Justice card, that you have like a very sharp intellect, and it's possible that you've put it to work. It's possible that you have had a career or studied law or science, like something that really requires analytical skills and clear communication and balanced, rational thinking. I also want to point out that the Justice card here has this owl. So it's possible that you yourself have been a teacher, or you are a teacher, or that that calling really resonates with you. So your message for today is, let me actually pause for one moment. Okay, I have your message now. So there's definitely something about finances coming through, and possibly debt, and also the relationship you have to money, but it's like how it's actually how relationships are impacted by money in your life. So I think the advice here is really more to be aware, to tune into this, to really think and reflect and examine um, the role of money in your relationships, because it's possible that there are imbalances that have to do with with money. And when it's interesting, it's not that I'm clearly seeing a relationship like a romantic relationship, like a marriage. Very well could be, but it could even be like when you're at a job and you're working for someone. Let's say you're working for someone who runs a business, and this person is extremely, they're raking in profits from their business, and they're just doing so well financially, and you're here struggling as the employee, and you see unfairness in that. Like, well, with if these are record breaking profits, why has my salary only been mostly stagnant? Why aren't the benefits for employees not getting better? So it's really, it can even be those issues of imbalances where you're seeing an entire system is really being set up to serve only like those who are already benefiting, and not like the people who are struggling. So it could be about that type of injustice. But I feel like there's an inner conflict or some kind of question you're asking yourself, and I wouldn't put so much pressure on yourself to resolve this right now. The advice is really more to just examine this and reflect upon it, because the more clarity you get on how you really feel, like especially if you can unearth like unconscious feelings or like associations that are more like subconscious, like an undercurrent of associations that you have with money or with people who have money or don't have money, like this is all worth examining. We have here the Nine of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. So I think that you're also wondering if you would be happy as a self-employed person, or somebody who just works more independently, doesn't have to rely on a team or rely on coworkers or even like clients. Like maybe there's a way you can work where your clients are not as much of a concern for what you do. So there's even that as a question. And but yeah, like I hope that was helpful for you. I'm really just getting a sense here. We have the Queen of Pentacles and we have the Magician. I'm really getting a sense here that it's just a good time to look at your, not just pragmatically look at your finances, but even psychologically, like look at your finances, like really reflect upon your feelings towards your financial stability or instability. Like, how does this make you feel? Like, does this impact you on a psychological level where, you might not be pursuing opportunities because you have like certain qualms about, the money in the situation? Like, I don't know what this is for you specifically. I just know that there's a lot of power right now in feeling or knowing, it's more like let the truth come to light, and the truth can be any number of things. It can be literal, like material truths, or it can even be like psychological truths. It can be examining one's consciousness, examining one's conscience, examining one's principles and ideals. So all of this is at play here. I think ultimately, though, with this card combination, the Page of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles, ultimately what you're looking for is fairness, I believe, based on these cards. And you're looking to be somebody who can solve a very sticky like problem of, people not people suffering, people struggling. Like, it looks like you really have a real desire to end that type of struggle, to end a poverty, to end to also end situations where people are stuck in a terrible relationship because of money. So, you know, there's financial abuse in relationships. This could be relevant to your life. Like maybe you have experience with it, or maybe you really want to help others out of it, right? Out of financially abusive situations. So that is your message, pile one. I hope this resonated with you. I hope this helps you. And thank you so much for being here. See you at the next reading. Hello, pile two. You selected the Nine of Pentacles. If the card for pile one resonated for you, feel free to watch that, because the Nine of Pentacles did come up in that reading as well, so it might resonate with you. So pile two, just off the bat, you have some very wonderful cards here, because you actually got a lot of affirmation, a lot of like re-emphasis on the general reading that was that started this video. So you got the Judgment card and you got the Empress again. Okay, so there's a message here. First of all, there's something that's been upsetting you recently, and we have the Five of Cups, so I'll just show you what I'm looking at. Five of Cups, and we have the Magician, which is wonderful. There's something that's upset you recently, or that's like, it's been on your mind, and it's made you, I think it's made you regret the past, or regret, like, I'm even getting a sense that you're regretting something you didn't do, like you're regretting not taking action on something, or in a relationship. I'm not sure the details. I don't have any details like coming to me. I'm only getting this general sense that there's some kind of regret in your life. Now, there's a very strong and clear message here that you can take those negative feelings and channel them, like use them to fuel action that you can take now, that is like really needed, and going to be, it's going to have an amazing impact. We have the Eight of Wands here. Okay, so this is really a moment of not dwelling on the past. Your guides really don't, your guides really want you to see this, like, don't dwell on the past. What's done is done. If you have feelings that are unresolved, the best way you can handle those feelings, first of all, be gentle with yourself, be very like tender with those, with the part of yourself that's still hurting, but like use those feelings, those negative feelings, use that energy, use that negative energy to transmute the situation, okay? To transmute all the pain around it and funnel that pain into action, okay? It's about taking action. It's about not giving in to the despair, and taking action that you know in your heart, like you know it in your mind what is needed to do. So there's a sense here with the Magician that you have like a special talent or a special skill. It's possible even that you feel like this skill or this talent has gone to waste somehow, but there is something special about you, and you know it. You know what's special about you. So it's really just about doing what you love and know to do, okay? I want to talk about two other cards that came up for pile two. You've got the Ten of Pentacles and you've got the Queen of Wands. So there's perhaps something very creative that you do, or something that's it's just really got your personal mark on it. It's got your personal style, or there's something about it that really reflects who you are as a personality, okay? It reflects your personality, your individuality. It reflects your passion. It's something you're very passionate about, and that passion just comes through. So there's a message here that whatever this is for you, whatever this thing is in your life, wow, it's actually coming from your ancestors. That's what I'm getting here. It's something you inherited. It's like a passion you inherited. Even if your parents, even if the people who raised you specifically didn't hand this down to you, you still have it in you from your ancestors. Like, it's something that was passed down the family line, and it's a beautiful thing. It's again, it's a talent, or it's a skill, or it's a passion. It's a, it's a form of creativity. I don't know what it is, but I'm seeing just how much joy it brings you and how much joy it brings others. And it's just like this, it's almost like a trick up your sleeve, but it's really like a way that you actually express generosity. Like, it's like you feel like you could never run out of this particular skill. It's like when you are in the flow of doing this activity, you feel like you could never run out of energy, like you could never be exhausted, like it's an eternal source of energy that you have, like the trick up your sleeve. It's like yeah, so that's amazing. I just want to bring these cards back because, again, you could be somebody who has had this dream from the past that you didn't get to quite fulfill the dream, but it is definitely coming back. Like the everything's falling into place is what I just heard. Everything's falling into place so that you can truly live out and express this side of you that needs to be expressed. It's your authentic self. It's your authentic passion and love for this particular thing in your life or these particular people. Like, again, I want to bring out the Empress because this is you. I see you as the Empress, like really creating something out of love here, and creating something that is so needed, is so like nourishing, even nourishing to the soul, right? Like, there's something very soulful and spiritual about the way you're creating something here. And and again, that goes back to the Magician. So that is your message, pile 2. I hope that was helpful. I hope it resonates, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care. Hi, pile 3. You selected the Hermit. It's funny, like, I pulled your cards and I'm not really getting a Hermit energy here. I think that you're coming out of the Hermit energy, like you've really spent a lot of time in solitude or on your own, or maybe just like not socializing as much, just so that you can like get more centered in and clear. It's clear the word. It's like it's almost like you wanted to hear your inner voice again. Like, you maybe where you were in a previous situation where there was just so much noise, and like the people around you like really just didn't align with you, and so you had a hard time even just getting your thoughts together, gathering your thoughts. But I see you here having spent some time alone and just separating yourself from that noisy, chaotic atmosphere. I see you really thriving and really feeling like, almost immediately feeling like renewed, and feeling very grounded and sure about your purpose, or what you care about, what your principles are. We have the Six of Wands here that also wanted to come out with that Hermit card. So this is a sign of success. This is saying, like, go you did it. Your guides really want to cheer you on here, and they want you to know that you're not alone. Like, your guides are with you. You're spiritual. You have spiritual guidance. You have divine guides, and if you don't know this, they are there. So maybe even pay attention to signs of synchronicity. We have the Seven of Pentacles here that showed up. We have the High Priestess. So again, follow that intuition, and also the learning that you're doing, the spiritual learning that you're doing, the you're really investigating the nature of reality, and you're really interested in the mystery schools, it seems like. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Six of Cups. And we have the Eight of Wands. While I was pulling your cards, there's a song that came into my head that I'll put into the caption, but it was very joyful. It's a very joyful song, and I really got the sense from, I feel like you might be a very joyful person. I feel like you might be a very optimistic person. It's funny, I don't quite see that exactly reflected in the cards, but I'm just picking up on it. Like, you're somebody who, you're just very thoughtful and considerate, and I think you also are not very judgmental. Like, you're very forgiving of people's of like human, of just like the way everybody has their own issue. Oh gosh, how do I put this into words? Like human foibles, you know, like you're very forgiving of these things. I think you just have a way of seeing into somebody's true like soul. Like you have a way of connecting with people on a soulful level. So you see the person they really are, even behind the mask, and you sort of love them the more for it. You know, you really understand people's vulnerabilities. So that's something about you, pile 3. With the Seven of Pentacles, I have a big, you know, has a big question mark here, and so I am wondering, like, what is this card trying to tell you? Because I haven't quite figured out the message here. I think there's something that's up in the air. There's something that, there's like a question mark over whether something succeeded or not. Like you're still waiting. I feel like you're still waiting for some kind of feedback or answer. I mean, it seems like it's going to be positive and there's going to be a reason to celebrate here. I feel like there are people in your surroundings that really care about what's going on in your life here, and they're sort of like waiting to celebrate with you is also what I'm getting. Wow, we have the Five of Swords and we have the Three of Pentacles, which came up in the first reading for the collective. So oh wow, so yeah, I'm getting I'll just say what I'm getting here. So I think, like, you know, you had to withdraw from a situation. Could have been social, could have been work, but it just seemed like you're withdrawing from like a group of people or like a particular community or scene that you just felt like wasn't aligned with you and didn't resonate with you. And there's a message here that like people, like once you left, like it started to crumble. Like the foundation, like once you left, your absence was so strong, like people started to backstab each other, basically. Like people started to undermine each other, and I think you saw this coming, and you like left as like, once you saw the signs that you know you were that this was a situation that was devolving very quickly, you pulled back. And I'm getting a message here that that was the right thing to do. And I'm also getting a message here that there are people in that scenario, in that previous situation, who have a lot of respect for you and they would want to like work with you again, or they're sort of like hoping to work with you again or hoping to collaborate with you again. So that is you know, that's the clarifier for that Seven of Pentacles, is that I think, you know, you're gonna find out the result. Like you're gonna hear this news, I think, about what happened in that situation, and it's gonna fill in these details, and it's gonna be validate for you something that you were already like guessing that was going to be the case. Yeah, so the results will validate what your intuition was telling you. Okay, wow, this flew out. We've got the Temperance card. And so again, your guides want you to know that they're here. They are guiding you. Like, pay attention to the signs. You've got your own, if you don't, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you do. If you don't have your own, like, way of communicating with your guides, like it could be numbers, it could be signs, they are, they're listening. So we have the Ace of Cups, and I got the message, you know, this is your cup. You know, fill your cup however you want to. So it's about tuning into your heart space and tuning into what brings you that inner joy, that inner peace. Start from there, And then you're going to start to see signs, like reflections of that in the outer world. So start from within. Don't start from without. Like, don't start from the external. Start from within. I think you've already learned this, but it's always a good practice to go back to and to reinforce in your life. Start from within, right? Start from like inner reflection, inner meditations, contemplation, and really like, you know, your body is your temple. So it's also about like having that, and I want to say integrity, but it's also about discipline. Yeah, it's about having that discipline to do regular like grounding exercises and spiritual practices that ground you and that also purify you, like remove these like negative associations, negative energies that tend to follow us around when we are shining our inner light, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the nature of reality that the light attracts. And it's not that the light attracts negative, it's that the light attracts and purifies. So any wow, I'm getting a very like interesting message here. There's a message here that like you know, not to be afraid, I guess, not to be afraid of like any of what surfaces. Yeah, not to be afraid of the shadow, like the shadowy side of things. Not to be afraid. You've got your own, you've got your inner light, and you've got the light of your spiritual wisdom. So shine that light wherever it's needed. That is the message here. I want to pull another card for you, pile 3, just to like leave you with another guiding advice. So we have the 8 of Pentacles. So pile 3, yeah, I'm seeing here I see that you have a workflow or a method, like a way of doing something, and you're honing that. So I don't know if you have a specific craft that you do, like if you make something with your hands, but there is an approach you take to your work that is a lot like a craftsman. There's a patience and a thoughtfulness and a way you're very intentional. You're very, yeah, again, patient, diligent. Like you have an approach to your work that is has high integrity and high purpose, high sense of purpose. Now, if that doesn't resonate with you, I think there's a message here that this is coming to you. This is coming towards you. This is in your near future. So, you know, if that's something you want, if you want to have that sense of purpose and that sense of integrity and that sense of pride in the workmanship you do and the craftsmanship you have, if you want that in your life, that's available to you. And yeah, just keep you know, put that out there in your thoughts and your intentions, and it will come towards you. You know, it's the law of attraction at play there, right? So pile 3, that's your message. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day.